Hello and welcome back to our Bandit Lord series, and we're now just about to start rebuilding ourselves. As you can already see, have just gotten 100 troops. It was pretty easy, let's face it. I just basically had to go to the nearby forest bandit hideout and just reduce their combat strength, which obviously is not something that I really want to do, but kind of necessary in a multitude of different ways. Anyway, apart from that, as you can see, I've actually been replenishing my money situation. I haven't given away any of my fiefs just yet, but don't worry, we're going to be doing that relatively soon. Anyway, as you can see, this is what I've actually been doing. I have literally just been crafting two-handed swords and just attempting to kind of level up my blacksmithing a little bit more. And yeah, apart from that, I actually do want to do something else. I would actually like to purchase a huge amount of low-level weapons so that I can give those weapons to the Forest Bandit hideout. Because to recover, and I'm not sure whether you want to know about this kind of stuff, but I kind of felt, hey, you know what, maybe it's actually going to be kind of interesting to you. So I'm only going to touch upon this for, maybe a minute or two. I mean, you know me, I tend to be a bit slow about things sometimes, explanations and so on and so forth. So I do apologize ahead of time if it takes a little bit longer. But anyway, basically, I loaded into the game and I was by myself. I just had Yagada with me, right? So initially, I went over to the Forest Bandit hideout. I picked out as many people as I could get, so 30 is the maximum as far as I can tell. So I took 30 people with me. I reduced their maximum combat strength by 150 every single time I did that, I believe. And so I got about 60 or so units, and then I just interacted with a bunch of forest bandits on the world map just to get the rest into my army. So that's basically how I did that. Now, apart from that, I then, with my leftover money, I did the whole thing of, well, you need to have money to make money. I kind of, adhered to that a little bit. So obviously, having money, I did have about 120,000 remaining, or was it 80? I don't know. It was. I think it was about 120,000, and then I spent like 40,000 on actual stuff, and I'm talking about throwing daggers and things like that. So I basically just purchased every single throwing dagger known to man in the marketplace at Maranath back there. As you can see, it's literally 40,000, as you can see right here. And I just purchased that. So I just purchased that. I am actually going to be purchasing a bunch of other stuff as well, because I actually do want to donate a bunch to the nearby Forest Bandit hideout just to get a little bit more combat strength with them. And obviously, as you can see, I do have these two-handed swords that I can now sell for a profit, even though I've already, gained a significant amount of other things. Yes, so it's basically just a game of buy stuff, turn that stuff into better stuff, and then sell the resulting better stuff for more money. That's pretty much how that has worked for me. And hilariously enough, they have now decided to make peace with the Vlandians, which actually grinds my gears quite heavily here, because I was really very badly wanting to get some revenge upon Berican. Was it Berican? Yes. Berican and Vartan, I believe that is his name. I don't know. I don't seem to be able to remember his name now, but yeah, maybe I just blacked out during that whole thing. Anyway, give away some stuff. That is what we're going to do. So I'm basically just going to give away all of this stuff right here. Maybe I'll keep the wooden hammers. Should I keep the wooden hammers? Yeah, I'll keep the wooden hammers. Why not? And then we'll just give away a bunch of the other stuff right here. And hopefully that's going to be a good amount. I don't even know how much it increased by, actually, but we've got a pretty significant criminal rating now. I do need to get some more prisoners. Prisoners are an absolutely fantastic way to gain combat strength, of course, but at the moment we're not at war against anyone anymore. I was actually very much hoping that we'd be able to get into a couple of battles with the Vlandians, but as it stands, of course, they have made peace with them, which is now throwing a bit of a spanner in the works for me. Anyway, yeah, so I basically have no hardwood whatsoever. However, I do have a bunch of wooden hammers, so I should be able to smelt those, gain some hardwood, and then we can just smelt those and turn that into charcoal. So what I've actually been doing, as I said to you before, is just smelting these daggers. That's it. I was just smelting these daggers. What does the Highland dagger... Oh, the Highland dagger is actually very good. As you can see, look at the Highland dagger. That's actually giving me a significant amount of steel. And obviously, because at the moment, my character is not actually very good at smelting things. In other words, I can't... Well, should we say, it's not very good at refining things. So I obviously cannot go into the, I can't go into the smithy and then turn one metal into another metal and then into, that metal into another metal and so on and so forth. So obviously I'm not able to do that because I haven't respect. But technically what we could do is we could literally go straight on in. We could go straight on in to the arena after this tournament. Obviously I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Let's just take advantage of the fact that there is a tournament going on here. Might as well, right? Might as well. And then what we could do is literally just respec, go for a refining build in comparison to a discovery build, and then just make the metal that we need. And that was actually what I was going to do off screen. I was going to do all of this kind of busy work off screen, but I thought, hey, maybe you'd like to see that kind of stuff, maybe you'd like to see that kind of stuff, because generally this is the kind of thing I would do off screen because maybe it's not that interesting to you, but maybe it actually is. I thought, yeah, actually, maybe it is, because it's one of those things that you don't really see that often. I mean, obviously, if you're very much a person that focuses on the combat, or you just prefer seeing combat and you prefer seeing battles and stuff like that, then of course, that's absolutely fine. That's always fun, right? It's always fun to do those kinds of things. However, these kinds of interactions that you have in the game world, in other words, smithing and actually rebuilding your forces after a pretty significant defeat, or many defeats in our case. Let's just move on swiftly from that. Anyway, the point is, after that, it would actually be kind of nice to see what happens. And so that was the reason why I kind of decided halfway through my whole process of regaining the money that I lost, and the gear and the resources and even the troops, in actual fact, I thought, yeah, why not? Let me just show you what's actually going on here, so you can actually see what happens and how to do it. And if you yourself are going to be having some issues as well, then now you know how to do it a little bit. And obviously, I'm not suggesting that you don't know already. I'm just saying that maybe it's helpful, Maybe it's a little bit helpful for you. Anyway, let me just actually have a look. Okay, yeah, we're absolutely fine. Let's just continue to level these guys up. And Darim, by the way, he actually was taken prisoner, but he has now been released. So I should be able to take him into my party here. And yes, I have found you. Join my party. I'm not sure whether he can actually join my party like this. Yes, he can. Okay, that's great. Okay, so he has obviously joined us now. So this is fantastic, because what I'm actually wanting to do is, of course, because we are still a vassal of Battania, we are going to be creating an army. I obviously can't create an army with any random vassals, because of course I have a criminal rating, so they do penalize you really, really heavily for having a criminal rating while you are a vassal, which is perfectly fine. That's to be expected, of course. I'm not expecting any kind of leniency, because of course we are indeed doing things that are somewhat illegal. Anyway, I'm just going to be recruiting all of these guys. And then we're going to be making Darim into a party once again. So he's obviously going to be doing this. I'm going to give him a whole bunch of wonderful bushwhackers, because I can get those guys back really, really fast. And now we can create an army. So let's do exactly that. There we go. And then he can join us, because obviously he's part of our clan. So technically I can create parties for free, which is absolutely amazing. I love that. Okay, so I'm just checking to make sure that I'm not missing out on any of these zones in the towns and things like that either. And bear in mind that I am going to be giving away these fiefs that I have, because as it stands, I don't think that they're really giving me anything that useful. So yeah, otherwise we're going to get Shalar back with us as well. He's obviously going to be very pleased. Is he going to be very pleased to be back with us? I mean, maybe not. Maybe he really doesn't care, but it's nice to have him back with us nevertheless. There is a tournament going on here, but I actually want to go into... how do I... Can I go in through here? Yeah, I think this is the arena. I'm not wanting to go into a practice fight. There we go. Alright, so yeah, what we're going to do is... Don't have any more questions. Yeah, I want to do this. This is for me. There we go. All right. So, what is the thing that we want to do now? We want to do smithing, right? So it's endurance, right? So yeah, smithing. I wish to focus on smithing. That's 7,600. That's really, really cheap, actually. I'm kind of surprised that it is so cheap for such an advanced skill, because I obviously have a bunch of skill in it. I would have expected it to be a lot more expensive, but you know, I'm good. I'm fine with that. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah. So efficient charcoal maker is what we'll do, and then we'll do steel maker 1, steel maker 2, steel maker 3, and then basically all that other stuff is just absolutely fine. We're going to go for practical refiner. It doesn't really matter because I obviously, you know, don't have any stamina as it is, but generally you just choose the one that you're going to be using the most of, and otherwise we can increase our vigor or our control skill. I'm probably going to go for control here. I'd like to increase my throwing skill a little bit more. And trade penalty is halved for selling smith weapons. I mean, really, this is just a no-brainer, to be honest. And there we have it. Okay, so that's obviously going to help us a great deal now, because what I can do is I can now create all of this charcoal, which of course we could do before, but now we can create our very own steel, which is absolutely amazing. We can create that out of iron, and then we can even create iron if we want to do that, and it's just going to result in an absolutely amazing amount of money. So that's obviously what we can do. And we can even make fine steel as well if we want to, out of the regular steel, if we'd like to do that. But I'm not going to do that right now. We're just going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and there we have it. Okay, so we're out of charcoal now, unfortunately, but that's absolutely fine. Let's go into the tournament here. There is another weapon potentially for sale, and I could also, of course, go to the nearby villages, because there are 2 villages, by the way, nearby that are dealing with hardwood. And that's actually kind of amazing, because obviously if you're focusing on smithing or whatever, then having a wonderful supply of hardwood is really a nice way to go about things. I am going to be just speed running through this tournament real fast. As I said to you before, I kind of would still like to get to the maximum rank in the tournament leaderboards. Not really sure how effective that's going to be, or how viable that is actually going to be. Darim, I see who it is. It is Darim, my nemesis. Okay, yeah, well, no, it's absolutely going to... is it going to be fine, actually? I'm going to run a real quick second. Okay, yeah, I'm going to actually just run around here real fast. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm just... I'm just being real careful right here. There we go. Okay, I was actually hoping he'd be dead from that. Okay, no such luck. There we go. I just needed to level the playing field a little bit. I didn't even use the tree either. Technically, I could have used the tree and, you know, done a little bit of jiggery-pokery, but no, there was no need. Oh, yes, I'm now getting absolutely murdered. Okay, there we go. Ah, yes, my friend is actually coming in here. Who is this? Battanian skirmisher actually did some remarkable work there. Very surprising. I certainly wasn't expecting them to carry their weight and then some, actually. That was really nice of them. Anyway, there we go. Perfect. Alright, wonderful little victory there. Obviously, it's always a good idea to do a tournament, even if you don't really get anything from the bets or even the reward itself, because it does give you that little notch to increase your, increase your standing in the leaderboard, and also, of course, you've got to bear in mind that it is going to increase your renown, at least a little bit. And yes, as you can see, we need to win another 21 another 21 tournaments. Yeah, have fun with that. All right. Okay, so what's actually going on here? Okay, so yeah, we have 100 relation with her. Yeah, Boss Gwenine is actually doing some work right here. She's actually doing some work. I'm not sure how we can really deal with her. Someone actually suggested, and I'm gonna be interested to see actually whether we can do this. Let me actually just see. Can I actually? Oh, we can't go. Okay, we can't. I was going to say we can't Google her. No, that's no. We can't search for her in the encyclopedia because she's not apparently a part of a particular clan. Yeah, apparently she's not a part of a particular clan. So that actually makes things impossible, because someone actually suggested that we use the Fourberie menu to assassinate the gang leaders that are causing us problems. Unfortunately, as you can quite clearly tell, we don't have the ability to do that, unfortunately, because she's not part of a clan. If she was part of a clan, then we would be able to do that, and that would actually be really fantastic. But, you know, as it stands, we can't, so we're just going to have to make do with this. Anyway, I will be going for another point in throwing skill, I think. I think that's going to be kind of fun for us to do. Don't have any attribute points to spend, unfortunately, either, but that's absolutely fine. Anyway, we're just going to go straight on in here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be really audacious here. And I think I am actually going to leave Battania. This idea has literally just, you know, kind of popped into my head just now. We're going to leave Battania with all of our fiefs intact. Because we can actually... Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I can't do that because I'm in an army right now. Okay, yeah, so that is a... wait a minute. Okay. How's my leadership doing? My leadership is not doing very well at all. As you can see, it's actually going to take me a long time to... a long time to get to where we need to be. Okay, let me just donate some troops real fast. If he has a full army, then maybe my leadership is going to be a little bit faster, potentially. I don't know whether that's really the case. It would be much more helpful if I actually had some influence, but of course I don't have any, so that kind of puts paid to that, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm just going to buy some scythes and some falx knives and all this stuff. I'm just going to spend a cool 40,000 right here. I'm actually going to sell some stuff too, because obviously I do have the ability to do that, and we're just going to be gaining some more cash. Because bear in mind, cash is actually a very good motivator in a variety of situations. Obviously, very much taken from real life here, but otherwise, it's going to very much help us to maybe escape sometimes as well, and that's something that I probably should have done in the previous episode as well. Probably should have bargained with the guy a little bit more, but yeah, I wasn't really thinking too clearly there. But otherwise, here we go. Give away some stuff, and let's see. We're just going to give him some scythes. We're just going to give him some of this. Highland spiked clubs. I think I'm actually going to be smelting those. I think probably that's probably going to be a good idea. And there we go. Okay, so now they have 2,000. Obviously, I am literally losing a lot of... I'm actually losing a lot of combat strength with the forest bandits, which is really sad. But this is the main reason why I'm thinking that we'll leave Battania with all of our towns intact. Okay, wait a minute. I can pay this? Yeah, I'm going to just pay that. Why not? Okay, so what we're going to do is just take a quick look here. Okay, so I have 20... I have 25 available upgrades. That's amazing. Okay, yeah. So Sargot is actually still giving me 0. I'm actually... yeah, it's because we don't have the most powerful gang leader as our ally, apparently. That's the reason. So that's kind of unfortunate. You can also abandon towns anytime you want. As you can see, Epicrotia actually is providing me, as well as Diathma, with a pretty significant amount of money. 800 plus, which is actually quite nice. And we are, losing, well, we've lost one particular zone so far, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, that's not that big a deal, I suppose. Anyway, we're just going to go in here, take these guys out of here, because I'm probably going to be moving on from Battania relatively soon. And I'd like to make sure that we're not, you know, out on a limb, so to speak. You know, I'd like to make sure that we have a decent amount of things to, you know, sustain us. And, you know, we're going to be in a wonderful situation. We don't have any olives. I'm just going to try and take as much stuff as possible to increase our morale, even though morale is actually 100. Whoa, okay, I didn't even realize that. Anyway, I'm going to be increasing my smugglers, going to increase my logistics. I'm just literally going to go all logistics right here. There we go. And I'm actually going to be increasing my weekly upgrades as well. We're going to increase the weekly upgrades to 24,000, and we're going to get 10,000 every single time. Also, my corruption level, I'm probably going to be leaving it the way it is, because at the moment we do still have criminal rating, and I'd kind of like to make sure that we can reduce that every single week, and that's going to help us. So, without further ado, I'm not going to wait for my leadership to come back. I am just going to leave, and I'm going to join, I think... Who should I join? I'm actually wondering who I should join. Let me actually just take a quick look. We haven't actually looked at the combat strengths of the various factions. It would probably make sense for us to do that, right? So let's have a look. So obviously we kind of sabotaged Lucon before, so I'm not sure whether we really want to join him. Yeah, but Battania is actually paying them a tribute of 1,900, which is actually kind of significant. There doesn't seem to be war that will be happening anytime soon. What about with the Sturgians? The Sturgians are actually paying them. We are paying Vlandia. Yazarai. Okay, so yeah, it seems like I should probably join the Northern Empire, which is going to be really interesting. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, at least. So what I'm going to do is I will send a messenger to Lukon, and I'm actually going to see if I can just join straight away with just jumping from one vassal to the next. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I don't think so. I think I do need to leave. I do need to commit to the abandonment of our position. But I'm just checking, all right? I'm just checking. I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing here. So we are not going to, you know, make a terrible fool of ourselves. Although, to be fair, I do that almost every day. So, you know, maybe it's not that big a deal, right? Oh, well, never mind. Okay, so let's go over to the two-handed swords here. And I'm actually just going to click this. There we go. We're just going to make... we can't make the most... Oh, look at that. That's an amazing sword. Okay, we're going to have to make some tier 3s, unfortunately. Let's do something like this one, I guess. Something like this, I guess, is probably fine. And we'll go for two-handed only. Yeah, that seems nice too. And we'll go for something like this one. This one, yeah. Can I reduce it to 3? I want to reduce the steel usage to 3, but that doesn't seem to be working. Sad. Oh well, never mind. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna spam a bunch of these. We are, of course, still able to discover parts. We just have a lower chance of doing that. So I think this is actually kind of nice for us to be able to actually make steel out of nothing. So it's pretty cool. Otherwise, there we go. Let's do that. And one more, and there we have it. All right, perfect. Okay, so now, technically what I can do is I can sell this for 12,000, as you can see. Sell this really, really nicely. I don't have any criminal rating in Epicrotia at the moment, so I'm actually wanting to increase that. Can I actually do that somehow? Is there a way for me to actually increase my criminal rating in this area? I'd like to do that, but I don't think I can, hilariously enough. Is there? I don't think so, actually. These guys both hate me, by the way, because I took over the entire town, so of course they do. So I don't think there is a way. I mean, generally I could go into... Maybe I could go into the tavern and maybe pickpocket a couple of people. Maybe my criminal rating would go up from that if people see me. Hello there, sirs. Yes, hello. There we go. What? No one's seeing me? Are you serious? Come on now. Okay, well this is hilarious. Okay. Oh, I've never had so much success at all with doing the wonderful pickpocketing as it is right now. Okay, well, apparently I'm not going to get any criminal rating here, which is kind of unfortunate. Wait a minute. Is there actually something else that I can do here? Yeah, we can recruit some minor faction troops. Reveal my good fortune. What is this? Oh, items are randomly chosen. Okay, let's try 2. All right, 2 of these. All right, that was not particularly good. That was not good luck at all. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so let me just sell a couple of these then, even though we're not going to get an amazing deal, but I'll sell a couple of them. All right, so let's just see whether my messenger is going to actually arrive at Lucon's destination, wherever he is. Where is he? Why is it taking so long? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. Okay, I'm actually going to go over to the Sturgian area here because I'm thinking that if I am unable to return to the Forest Bandit hideout, because we are inevitably going to be aggressive towards the Battanians, you know, they're going to want to murder me quite heavily. So, of course, it's going to be a good idea for me to maybe do something about that. So, in other words, maybe we should have a backup. Maybe we should have a backup hideout to go to. And I'm thinking maybe that could be a Sea Raider hideout, but I'm not really seeing anything right now, which is really strange. And for some reason my... Oh, he's been defeated. Are you serious? Ah, you imbecile. Why is he such an imbecile, eh? Why is he such an imbecile? Okay, well, unfortunately my messenger seems to have gotten lost in the void then. As you can see, Lukon has escaped from captivity. He did just get himself taken prisoner. So I suppose... eventually my messenger might actually arrive, or maybe I have to send another one, I don't know. But I guess a good thing for me to do right now would be to just search for some more hardwood. Obviously hardwood's very important. Let me just buy a whole bunch. Oh wow, that's a bit too much. Oh well, never mind. I guess I can actually just do a little bit of do a little bit of something here. So we can just get rid of all of this and try to increase our smithing a little bit more too. I mean, I would like to get to 250 smithing or something like that. I'd like to get to a lot of smithing if at all possible. And we can also do this. This is also the reason why it's a good idea to kind of craft some stuff too, because you can also, of course, smelt the thing, and then you can gain some more parts. And as time goes on, you're going to be able to gain some really nice parts. And it doesn't really matter how much you do, because you can just literally get those things back super easily. I have a lot of money right now, so technically I don't even need to worry about that either. So I can just buy the parts if I need to. I can buy whatever I need, and I can smelt or refine the rest. So for example, you see here, look at this. I have 561 wrought iron, which is just incredible. It's such an incredible amount. Unfortunately, I just don't have enough charcoal here. So once again, I'm just going to be creating a bunch of this. Someone said I should install an auto clicker. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea, especially in this case, because let's face it, me clicking this over and over and over, it's not good. It's not good. However, I think I can actually, yeah, I can actually press enter. You can actually press enter with this, even though it does actually bring up your text box, but it does actually work with the action itself within the smithy. So technically you can press enter instead of clicking, so if you don't want to click, you can actually do that instead. But, of course, it's still very slow. Yeah, it's a bit too slow for my liking, as you can tell. It also disables the sound effect, which is a bit weird. But anyway, there you go. We actually did that, and now we can move around relatively fast. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so I'm still not seeing any hideouts. Is Lucon still... he's not even available yet. Should I just join the Sturgians instead? Oh, there we go. There's a hideout. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, hello. Okay, let me see what I can do here. I would like to forge a couple of things, actually. I'd like to make some... swords, but I don't have any... I don't have any charcoal, because I just basically spent it all doing all the smithing and smelting and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess we're not going to be doing that right now. But yeah, I would like to join the Northern Empire, actually, not the Western Empire. I would like to join the Northern Empire. That would be, I think, pretty agreeable to me. I think that would be quite nice. And we can make a masterwork weapon, potentially. But yeah, 225 is going to give me Endurance 1, which is going to be really nice. And I personally don't care about anything else, to be honest, because even if I am going to use a crafted weapon, gaining 2%, and this is exactly the reason why I've said this. I've said this multiple times. I do not believe that an increase of 2% in swing damage or thrust damage when you're using one of your own crafted weapons should be a bonus or a perk that is at 250 skill level. I just think that is, I mean, it's just so minor, you know? It's just such a minor benefit for such an incredible level of smithing. And it just doesn't, I don't know, I just don't think it makes sense, really, for it to be like that. I think it should be a lot higher, or it should just be a completely different perk, in my opinion. I think that would be so much more fun, but, you know, that's how it goes. I actually wonder whether how easy it is for the modding community to actually come in with a couple of their own perks. I don't know how easy it is to actually create perks. But it would be amazing if we could actually get some of that going on. I think Banner Kings actually has a bunch of you know, changes to the perk system and the perk trees and stuff like that. So I'm actually wondering whether there is a standalone mod that literally just changes the perks, just to make them a little bit more useful. I'm going to assume that there is, right? I'm going to assume that there is. Anyway, we're just going to go over to Diathma real fast, because we actually do have some territory there that does need to get taken back. So we're going to do that. And, oh, I guess I'm going to scam some people too. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to take this. There we go. Wonderful. So we've now taken that back. I can technically do a tournament there, but I'm not going to do that. And this actually makes a huge deal of sense, me joining the Northern Empire, actually, because... you see all of my castles. My castles are literally in amongst all of this. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Finally, my messenger has arrived. Can you imagine how long it took him? All right, here we go. There's something I'd like to discuss. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so no, I don't want to do this. Right, okay. So I do need to leave first, okay? So we are going to disband my army. Unfortunately, my leadership is taking an age to level up, even though I have 6 in social and and full focus points in leadership. Don't know why it's taking so long, but I guess it's because I just don't have a very large army. That's the only thing that I can really think of. Anyway, we're just going to disband this. Darim is in relatively friendly territory. Hopefully he's not going to attack some of these mountain bandits. I hope he won't, at least. I really hope he won't do that. Anyway, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So yeah, we're going to keep all holdings. So they are going to absolutely hate me after this. Do bear that in mind. So keep all holdings and leave. There we go. And now we're going to send a messenger to Lucon. And he's going to be really pleased to see me. Oh, yes, he is. Even though he doesn't... I mean, I don't think he even knows that I was the one to actually scheme the scandal against him. Because, you know, we did do that. And we made him lose all his influence. So that is a little bit harsh, you know, a little bit harsh. Anyway, let's have a look. All right. Wow, this is real easy, actually. This is real easy. Okay. So, yeah, we're actually going to go in and fight against this guy at the waterfront in just a second, but I'd like to join the Northern Empire first. Can we actually get my messenger to arrive? Oh, no. It feels to me like we're not going to get that. Are we not going to get that, really? Lagater is obviously going to get under siege real fast, but that's not really something that I care about too much, as I said before. That really doesn't make that much difference to me. Because, well, I mean, we are very underhanded, you know? We are an underground unit, you know, more than anything else. Okay, so ransom offer for this. Sure, you can get freed. I don't mind, you know, go for it. I can just take you prisoner again, I guess, kind of. I mean, we're not really that good at combat, actually, hilariously enough. My character here, Mr. Bruce, he has not been particularly good at the whole fighting thing in this series so far. He's gotten himself taken prisoner a few times, which is obviously not very good, but can't really do much about that. Has he been defeated again? I have a feeling that he's been defeated again. If he has, then that is absolutely ludicrous, and I have no idea what's even going on with him, but alright, okay. I guess we're going to go into Saniopa then, while we, I mean, technically, oh no, wait, now, there we go, yeah, I thought he was about to do this, okay, so, yeah, I would like to enter into your service. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay, yes, I am an absolute imbecile. I did not remember that. Okay, well, CALADOG is actually liking us quite a bit. He has 43 relation with us, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's just going to be fine with it. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes, yeah, okay, you know, that's okay. You know, let's make peace, guys. Yeah, let's do that. All right, yeah, our realms should make peace. Okay, how much do you... Whoa, he's literally got... He's got a lot of money right there. He wants me to give him 251,000. All right, sure, fine. I'm actually okay with that. Hilariously enough, I'm actually okay with that. Can you believe it? Can you believe that I'm okay with paying 250,000? Don't worry, I'm gonna blackmail him in a second. Don't worry, I'm gonna blackmail him because we can actually do that.
Who are you?
Hello there, sir. I don't know who you are, but please leave me alone. Thank you. All right. Anyway, now we're not at war against anyone, which is actually fantastic. So let's go and speak to Lucon now. Hello there. And I would like to enter you into your service. Here we go. I am ready. Yep. Here we go. Let's do it. Excellent. Wonderful. All right, so there you go. Now we have joined the Northern Empire. This is such an adventure, isn't it? Bruce is literally just hopping from faction to faction right now. And as you can see, look at that. Varagos Castle, Rizos Castle, Lagater, as well as Thorios Castle, they are now all part of the Northern Empire. And that's actually fantastic because now we can wage war against 2 different factions. I'm pretty sure that they are really, really happy that I joined them, to be honest. I think they probably are, right? I think they probably really appreciate the assistance, even if the assistance is actually not that much of an assistance and more of a, well, more of a criminal amidst them, you know? It's like a, you know, wolf among sheep in this case, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to have to go to Sionen, unfortunately, because I want to move my main base over to Diathma, if I can actually do that. I'd like to be able to do that if at all possible, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to access the menu, the Fourberie menu, that I'm going to need to do things. Alright, so here we go. We actually did make it back, and now we have the ability to make Diathma our main base, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to need some people. Am I actually going to need some people? I don't even know. I don't even know whether I'll need some people, actually. Because someone actually said that I only need one person, and we've already tested that out. And technically, yeah, we only need one person, but I'm actually wondering whether that is still the case if I move the main base. So I guess we'll have to figure that out as time goes on, and we'll see. But yeah, anyway, obviously I don't have a huge amount of money right now, but that actually doesn't matter. Yeah, it actually doesn't matter, if you can believe it, because what I can just do is, well, pretty obviously, I can literally just go buy some hardwood, and then I can smelt some stuff and make some two-handed swords, and that's going to be enough to do what we need to do. But what we will be doing, and you can best bet on this, I will be blackmailing Mr. CALADOG, and we will be hopefully getting half of that back, because let's face it, getting, what is it, 125,000 back, I think that's pretty good, you know, it seems like a pretty decent amount of cash to get back, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, we're going to go into Diathma here and see what's going on. I'm actually getting influence as well now, hilariously enough, because I'm actually not a criminal right now. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, we don't actually have any things going on here, so how am I gonna do this actually? Manage my companions? How do I do? Ah, hello. All right. Hey. Okay. So do I need 2 in each one? I don't think so, right? I don't think I'm gonna need 2 to stay in each one. So let's get. Can I get her? Can I get her to rejoin me? Yeah, I think so, right? So she's going to rejoin me. And then she will be the paymaster here. And that's all I really need. I just need a paymaster, basically. That's the only thing I need. We're going to go for the last couple of points that I need in logistics. As you can see, I've now maxed out my smuggling operation. And then we're just going to be going for the gambling den. Why not? That sounds like a fun idea. And we're just going to wait outside here as well for my messenger to arrive at Melissa. Please do not give me anything here. No, they're not. But I am going to spend 60 influence to gain some relation with these guys, because let's face it, I need to kind of ingratiate myself a little bit with some of our peers here. I need to just try to, you know, butter them up a little bit, you know. We're a little bit of a scoundrel like that, so that's what we're going to try to do. And otherwise, join my party. Thank you very much. Yes, join my party. And then we will be placing you as the paymaster in here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, we actually have Sotherus as well. Oh, yeah, Sotherus is also here. Oh, yeah. He can actually be the enforcer. That's perfect. All right. So we're still obviously spending a huge amount every single week, but that is, you know, of course, to be expected. So I think that's fine. I think that's actually fine. So that seems to be working quite well. I think I should probably go into the smithy now, because I'm a little bit worried. I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried that we don't have any money. So we're gonna just do a little bit of that, and we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna do. Yeah, I could make some fine steel stuff, but I'm not really wanting to do that right now. Ooh, this is amazing. What? I can actually make a tier 4 with this blade? Okay. I certainly wasn't expecting this. Okay, this is going to be a nice one. Oh yeah, this is going to be a nice one. Okay, hello. Can we can get a really good grip on this thing too. Look at that. All right. Oh, we can get a good pommel on it as well. All right, here we go. This is going to be incredible. I'm actually going to be surprised if we can't create something amazing out of this. All right, here we go. Obviously, I'm not really using two-handed weapons, so none of this is really going to be something that I'm going to use myself. But it's going to be amazing for us to gain this. There we go. Oh, how many can I actually make? I can make so many. This is insanity. Do I even want to make this many? Probably not. but I'm kind of addicted to pressing the button now. Oh no, this is terrible. Oh well, never mind. There you go. Did it. Okay, so now we have a lot. Oh yes, now we have a lot. Okay, so wait a second now. Let's go and scheme a little bit. And let's see what we can do. Hello, Battania. Alright, so bear in mind, I have a massive network in Battania, as you might expect, of course, because, you know, we spent most of our time there. So my network is extremely strong, as you can see. So we're going to do a little bit of something here. And we're gonna speak to Mr. CALADOG. Hello, you got 468,000. Half of that is mine, sir. Thank you, because he actually had around 230,000 himself, I believe, somewhere around there. So we're gonna try a nice little blackmail situation, and we're gonna just increase that to 83%. I think that seems pretty decent. And what do I need to actually do blackmailing? Do I need spies? I actually have no idea. I guess I need spies or something like that. I guess we're just going to go with that. And there you go. All right. Yeah, I need one spy to be able to perpetrate this. Okay, so yeah, 83%. I think it's pretty likely we're going to succeed. But if we do fail, then, you know, that's just how it is. Nothing really I can do about that. But otherwise, we are going to be... I mean, technically, I could actually do this instead of endurance. But I kind of like the endurance point. But I mean, one focus point to one-handed and two-handed skills. I mean, it's all right, but I'm going to go for the endurance, I think. The endurance is just a little bit more valuable to me right now. But yes, okay. So apart from this, what I also want to do is I actually want to lower my corruption level. I'm going to be doing that to paying nothing. And we're going to be making a lot more money now. Or at least I hope so. So I'm just going to wait here for some time because I like to actually see how much money we're going to make from every single one of these swords as long as I have a criminal rating. Because I'm not sure how I can actually get a criminal rating without, you know, actually attacking a caravan or something like that. I mean, technically I could perpetrate some other kind of illegal action, but I'd need to venture further away. Darim got himself taken prisoner. Of course he did. Of course you did, you absolute imbecile. I don't know why he did that, but anyway, it seems like there's an army nearby. Okay, I was actually kind of a bit worried there for a second that they were going to attack Diathma, but that wouldn't have been bad. That actually would have been pretty fun, and I wouldn't have minded doing that. Oh, hello. Resource Castle is actually under siege now as well by that particular army, which is going to be kind of interesting. I guess, as I say, I don't really mind if they do take that. But yeah, okay. I guess, should I go and see? I guess I should go and see what's going on. I don't really want to be honest, because let's face it, Resource Castle, not really that big a deal for me. I don't have any influence, so I'm just going to abstain, really. But yeah, I only have 10,000 gold. That's the reason why I actually want to... Oh, actually, that might be the reason why we're not even getting the wages through from the criminal stuff going on. So I'm just going to sell 3 of these just to make sure that we have enough just for this week. And oh, look at this! We got a bunch of vassals here that might actually be coming in. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Okay, so Darim just got himself released, so I will be getting him back because obviously we're now a vassal again, so we can, you know, do a little bit of something with him. We can, you know, create a party and then start getting our leadership leveled up and everything, which is going to be nice. But otherwise, it seems as though we're actually going to be getting into a wonderful battle here against Achaku. And I think the best thing for me to do right now is to actually end this episode off here. So, a lot has happened in this episode, although we didn't really get too much battling going on. So I do apologize for that, but you know how it is. Sometimes, especially when you're playing with a mod that fundamentally changes absolutely every single thing you can do, well, yeah, maybe sometimes you're not really going to get into too many combat encounters. Hopefully you understand that. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.